The film begins with Father Barrow preparing to assist with an exorcism at a private house. A priest leads him upstairs to a room where Father James is already performing the rite on a heavily possessed pregnant woman. Wounds cover her body, and the demon is fighting back with everything it has. Father James tells his assistant that the expulsion state is approaching and instructs him to prepare the caution box.
Is the caution prepared?
A container used to trap an expelled spirit. The demon, hearing this, switches to the woman's own voice and begs Barrow to untie her, claiming she is in labor and desperately needs to be freed from her restraints.
Help me, save me, my baby.
Barrow hesitates, begins loosening her bonds, catches himself,
She's going into labor.
Please do what's right.
but is manipulated a second time and frees her legs entirely. The demon breaks loose and attacks him, calling him a fool.
Father, you will always be a fool for the flesh!
Before it can cause further harm, Father James grabs the woman and they both crash through the window to their deaths on the ground below. 3 lives are lost because Barrow was deceived into acting. The woman's husband enters the room and asks Barrow in devastation what he has done. In the next scene, Barrow is transported to a Catholic mental asylum. He is placed in a cell where Chaplain Davies comes to visit him and explains that at Barrow's own request, he has been sent here rather than to prison. Davies hands him a notice confirming that the Vatican has formally revoked his priesthood.
You've been dismissed from your clerical state.
He mentions he is retiring soon and warmly invites Barrow to join him at a church ceremony once he is eventually released. After Davies leaves, the crucifix on the wall flips itself upside down. Barrow stares at it in visible shock. We then meet Molly Hartley, who is celebrating her 24th birthday with friends and the news that she has become a partner at her law firm. She meets a woman named Lydia through her friend Daryl and feels an immediate attraction. Later that evening, Daryl offers Molly pills in the bathroom and she takes them without hesitation. All 3 go home together that night and become intimate. The following morning, 2 police officers knock at the door, responding to a neighbor's noise complaint.
We got a lot of complaints about noise from your neighbors early this morning.
During their search of the apartment, they find the bodies of Daryl and Lydia. Molly is arrested and interrogated. During questioning, she begins hearing voices. She says she did not do this, then corrects herself. Not her, but we did this.
I didn't kill them. We did.
Her nose bleeds. Her voice drops into something deep and demonic as the demon announces its presence.
We're here!
Molly is transported to the same Catholic mental asylum where Barrow is being held. At the asylum reception desk, Molly addresses the receptionist, Janet, by her full formal name in a demonic voice. Janet notices Molly's eyes have gone entirely white and hears sounds that terrify her. She only snaps back when a guard says her name. She says she is fine, then her cup of tea explodes in her hand. She orders the guards to remove Molly from the desk immediately. As Molly is led down the corridor, every prisoner along the hallway begins acting strangely. That night, Molly hears scratching and grunting from inside her cell. She lies down beside the drain in the floor and murmurs in a deep voice that they are growing stronger. Then an insect crawls from the drain directly into her nose, and she jolts awake, screaming for help.
Someone help me!
Dr. Lori arrives the next day and tells Molly she will be evaluating her several times a week. Molly tells her clearly that she is not insane. She is possessed.
I'm possessed.
And that Lori has no idea what she is truly dealing with. A file launches itself through the air and scatters its pages across the room. Molly mentions that her high school counselor was just like Lori and that she is now dead.
She's dead now.
Shaken, Lori reviews Molly's records and discovers that Molly's former counselor, Dr. Emerson, and her then-boyfriend Joseph had connections to an occult group. Both were found dead in a bizarre double suicide shortly after Molly escaped and moved to Michigan to start fresh. Janet is reading prayers when her prayer card spontaneously catches fire. She insists Molly has brought something with her into the building and that everyone needs to act. In Molly's cell, the sound of Barrow praying somewhere in the building irritates the demon, and Molly begins slamming her head against the wall. Lori goes to check and finds every patient in the ward doing the same. She then visits Molly and reads from her file that on her 18th birthday, Molly claimed to have been first possessed by the devil. Molly confirms it and explains that the possession is like a pregnancy. It began at 18 and was always meant to come to term at 24. Lori asks why that specific period. Molly answers, because it is 6 years, 6 months, and 6 days exactly. Lori is alarmed to realize the window is almost closed. Molly then convulses and whispers that he is coming before fainting. The glass face of Lori's watch shatters and the hands freeze at 7:06. A raven strikes the window and drops dead outside. Barrow hears Molly calling to him as he returns from prayers. His Bible slips from his hands. She urges him to do what is right. His own watch reads 7:06. He picks up the Bible and walks away while she laughs at his back. The next morning, Lori enters Molly's room to find her hanging upside down from the ceiling. When she moves closer, she is flung backward through the air. Guards rush in and restrain Molly to the bed. Lori goes to Barrow and pleads for his help. He refuses. He is no longer a priest. She tells him he is the only person among the 17 trained exorcists in America who has actually carried out a real exorcism. She explains that an unofficial exorcism requires no church approval and can be performed by a layperson. She promises to secure his release in return for his help. Then Janet appears at an upper window, screaming that he is here, before jumping to her death. Both Barrow and Lori watch helplessly. Barrow goes to Molly's room. The demon mocks him, speaks in the voice of the dead pregnant woman's husband, and tells him he is a failure. Molly briefly surfaces and begs for help before the demon surges back and roars. Barrow tells it that Molly is stronger than it believes. Lori later tells him that after Molly's 18th birthday, her academic performance soared, and by 24 she had made partner at her firm, as though something had been guiding her progress from within. Barrow goes to Davies, who encourages him and hands over his clerical attire and the tools for the exorcism. Barrow enters Molly's room, sprinkles holy water, reads the rites, and presses a crucifix to her face, burning her. The demon bites off part of his hand. He bandages himself and returns. The demon throws objects, chokes him, and tries to tear the bed from the floor. Barrow pulls across from the wall and continues. The demon roars in fury. Lori tells Barrow he needs to believe in himself and in Molly. He returns the following day for what the demon announces is the final day. 6 years, 6 months, and 6 days since Molly's spirit was first impregnated. Barrow holds up the Cochon box and commands the demon to leave by the power of Christ. The demon levitates, then a swarm of insects pours from its mouth and is pulled into the box. Molly collapses. Barrow seals the box in a container of holy water and brings her out of the room. She looks entirely like herself again. The next day, Molly thanks Barrow. Walking back through the ward, he notices every patient staring at him with an identical blank expression. He returns the container to Davies, who takes it to his basement. Barrow spots a book on Satanism on Davies' shelf and recognizes its symbols as the ones that appeared on Molly's forehead during the exorcism. Davies explains it is the 4th book of the Satanic Bible, and that the birth of the Antichrist requires a specific, terrible act to be committed against the vessel. Barrow demands to see the box immediately. When they open the container, it has been replaced with a stone. Davies strikes Barrow across the head and knocks him out cold. Barrow wakes locked in a room surrounded by dead patients. Lori arrives to find the entire hospital eerily empty. She goes to call for help and instead receives a call, a voice saying only that he is coming. A guard escorts her at gunpoint through a ward full of bodies. She stabs him with scissors and escapes. She spots another guard taking Barrow to the basement. In the underground chamber, Davies conducts a satanic ritual with a group of cult members, Molly bound as the intended sacrifice. Davies tells Barrow he should witness this because he made it all possible. By performing the exorcism, he expelled the demon from Molly into the box, completing the ritual and making himself the unwitting instrument of the devil's arrival.
Why are you doing this?
You are the one who birthed him from his mother.
These are the devil's spirit.
Through your profane exorcism.
Before he can kill Molly, Lori drives a blade through Davies' abdomen. The Cochon box falls and insects pour out, swarming through the cult members. Molly stabs Davies herself. Barrow, Lori, and Molly escape as the insects tear through those remaining. Outside, Barrow assures Molly she is safe as she is taken away in an ambulance. In the film's final image, one of the insects makes its way onto a school bus and crawls slowly toward a quiet, isolated girl sitting alone at the back. The screen cuts to black.